All right, Coach. So this is Marshall's homecoming game. It's a big rivalry game. How excited do you think your guys are going to be to play this one?
I feel like every Saturday our guys come out with the excitement. The whole team does. I truly believe, I didn't know it was their homecoming. That's not part of our preparation. But I'm pretty sure our guys will be pretty fired up for this game.
Yeah, and Brendan Knox, he was a CUSA Offensive Player of the Week this week. Had a really big game against FAU. How do you kind of prepare for a running back like that?
Yeah, actually, come to find out, this conference has a lot of good running backs, and Knox is probably one of the better ones for sure. He's on a roll right now. He's doing a good job of leading that team, especially late in drives, late in games. I feel like he's been kind of the workhorse they've been looking for.
And like you said, late in games, especially against FAU, their offensive line and him were able to kind of wear them down. How do you keep their offensive line from wearing you guys down the same way?
Basically we got to make sure we do a great job of rotating our guys. Make sure we mix up some things and make sure we keep them off balance as much as we possibly can. It's a good football team, They've been around this league for a long time. They've been doing very well.
And I saw Doc Holliday said on Monday that when he was a coach at NC State, did you play for him, or what was that relationship like?
I've known Doc for probably 19, almost 20 years. He came to NC State my senior year. Him and Chuck Amato, he was the wide receivers coach. I think he was the recruiting coordinator as well. And we had a great relationship, because just through just football, and I kind of had the feeling I wanted to be a coach, and I kind of stayed upstairs a lot with those guys. And then I would always come back afterwards. The next couple of years and while Doc was still there, but I've known Doc for a long time, almost half my life.
And then Marshall, they're kind of a team on offense and defense. They commit some penalties. They've had a little bit of trouble with that this year. As a defense, is there anything you can do to cause an offense to commit more penalties, or is that not even something you really even think of?
The thing that you tell your players is to stay focused. You tell your players, obviously they always get the second guy in, always. I've been playing football for a long time, been around football for a long time. The second guy is the one always get flagged for those kind of things. And really just fundamentals and understanding the rules within the game, understanding what's a PI, which is hard to tell what's a PI, but you're still trying to figure that rule out, and then, just other things, play smart. And that's one of our goals, play smart.
And this defense hasn't given up more than 14 points since that Louisville game several weeks ago now. This Marshall offense, though, they're scoring a lot of points against most of their opponents. How do you kind of keep that point total down and keep a good defensive performance yet again?
I think the most important thing our guys got to understand that a team that's good like Marshall, they're gonna make plays. They're gonna move the ball. They're gonna have some production. Our goal is to try to force field goals whenever they get into that area, and we just gotta fight. And one of the best red zone defenses is just don't let them get down there. So that's always one of our quotes. But we want to make sure that we stay focused. The longer the drive gets, the more our focus should pick up.
Right, and their quarterback too. What have you seen from him on film? The talk is the running back. What about the quarterback?
Yeah, Isaiah's a really good quarterback. He's really calm, collective in the pocket. He has a lot of 2-minute plays. We go through the 2-minute hit chart, and it's over 60-some plays of 2-minute football, which tells me a lot about his composure and his ability to move the ball down the field. As a freshman last year, I think he's a sophomore this year. I think he does a pretty good job of especially in the crunch time, of making plays.
In the first half of that Charlotte game, it felt like the defense was kind of reverting back to what we saw against Central Arkansas a little bit. What adjustments did you make specifically in the second half? Because it looked like a whole new team in the second half of that game.
The Charlotte game was, we kind of knew that they were going to really throw the kitchen sink at us. We had a chance to get off the field the very first third down. That first half would look completely different. They converted, then they converted again, then they converted again on third down, which, is a 14-play drive. I feel like that we were, we had an opportunity to get off the field, and that was really the only thing, really. And they made a nice play on the touchdown to Benny LeMay. Besides that, the adjustments were definitely made at the halftime, and our guys never folded. They never panicked. They never talked bad about it. They never went crazy on the sideline. It was like, Coach, draw those plays over again. That's what I love about our guys on the sideline. They want to know what's going on and what happened, and they want to get it fixed.
Do you think that's been the biggest difference for this group this year, especially as the season has progressed overall?
I think that's been a huge point. Just making sure we come to the sideline, tell us the truth. First of all, what happened out there, because we don't get a chance to replay it right there on the spot, but we got eyes everywhere. And I feel like our guys, we come to the sideline and we getting answers and it's pretty legit. So we're trying to make sure we adjust it as coaches and just move on to the next drive and then move on to the next play. Make sure our guys understand, here's what we're gonna do, here's what's gonna happen, and let's go from there.